here we go. It's going to be that knife round. Nothing too crazy, of course. As we mentioned, the coin flip going to come back to be the haunting factor. Pistol rounds. That's something we can kind of talk on. I'd say pistol rounds and Dust 2 actually something that are pretty damn important. CAZ, is their map pick? What are we thinking?
Well, it depends if they want to play aggressive or just play passive. You can play 2-1-2 setup, have the one player mid, 2A, 2B. Obviously, double take long and then wait for the Ts to push up short. Obviously, the long range battle from Car. Or you can get aggressive, boost up 2 people towards short, have the face towards mid and try get map presence that way. Get 1 killer mid, fall back, play the 4 versus 5 after plant. But CAZ, they win the knife round, expected to start on the CT side. If they've got a bit of confidence, we could see them starting on the T side.
Yeah, it looks like confidence is going to be key. It's going to be that big commentating factor. CX over on the CT side, of course, that is a given. But it is about time we got into some actual CS. It's enough talking. Because, Alex, we have ourselves a game on our hands, and here we go. We are going to be going straight into this one, of course, in terms of what we see in the buys. 5 sets of Clear Velocity, everything all across the board for the CEX side. And in comparison, just a 4 with the utility play of Dream for that T side.
Those flashes as well, we could be seeing those players going fast up short and try and get the player that's playing towards ramp, try and get him to duck and hide away so you can get up towards the site and play the close range battles. And actually Roma here pushing up short nice and early, does face it towards Karma, but it's going to be Rezu with the first.
He's looking for the head, but he's having a bit of a struggle in terms of actually getting it in because it's going to be Rezu, not just for the first, but for all 3. He goes for the triple and he connects every single shot. Karma and Jacob, they will try and respond, and it is going to come back to really be the haunting factor. But nonetheless, Thomas, the headshot is going to be a given, and we get ourselves, well, a pistol round for CX in such a quick scenario. It was a blink of an eye and they were dead. The triple kill on towards from that site, perfect.
I'm not even too sure if Dream used both those flashes. I think he used one to flash mid, and then obviously he saw Kamapanger there, Rezu towards long car position. I just mentioned it moments before that you have the long range duels, and if you land the headshots, you do stop those Ts from getting to site, and doesn't allow them to play the close range duels. And unfortunately there for CAZ, 3 of their players will go down to the swift headshots from Rezu. So looking into this round as well, I've got 1 rifle. Obviously you guys can't see it, so I have to describe it for you. SMG buy up as well coming from CEX, and the rifle onto Thomas. The force buy is coming from CAZ as well, so they didn't get the bomb down, so they don't have the injector cash. Instead, they are opting for the force buy, smokes and flashes. Could see a B take with this, but the deagle means we're probably going to be expecting them to go towards mid and short and try and get picks that way.
So that lack of injection, it has prompted this. We've really set out the scene. But again, it comes down to CAZ can really bring this muscle and actually convert that into something that is beneficial for them as a team right now. They want to make this work if they, of course, fall off the back of this. It does have that round delay into them getting that full buy to the table. But so far, it is just going to be this bundling effect. Short, yet again.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, with the deagles, you don't really want to push too fast. Allow the deagles to peek into slope and towards car, try and get a headshot. But CEX, they're not facing and take that back. Rezu actually does face and does go down and come playing with the 5-7. This does allude to the fact that he will probably be the AWP into the first buy round. And Roma as well with the trade. It's the 1-man lead already for CAZ.
The bomb as well already going to be ticking on away, providing just such a solid factor for this T-side now, just looking to not see Jacob overface too hard, but he's just going to go for it. Swings out towards barrels, and, well, surprise, surprise, he will get punished. Going to keep on ticking with the deagle peek there. Very nice from Aussie, but again, the trades.
And now Thomas on the flank from 2 players. Nice and easy spread on there. It's going to be a 2-0 lead now for CAZ, and Kamapanger with the 5-7 is actually opting to, yeah, he does save. So maybe he was expecting just a full eco that round, and could buy the SMG, get a few kills that round, and still buy the AWP, but instead he wants that full utility and maybe a pistol as well going to the next round. And the spray that's come out from Thomas. So, this buy, actually Kamapanger's already got the AWP. Why has he bought that? He's versus pistols.
This is a bit of a risk. I think that's a given, but for CAZ, are they going to be aware of this? More than likely, they're just going to assume that he's not going to buy it.
The thing is, it doesn't really matter if they're ready for it or not. It's the fact that he's bought an AWP and they're going towards B, but Kamapanger, thankfully, he is playing towards A, and it's actually the bomb outside those long doors. So Aussie trying to get the first pick, but with no armor, does get aim punched and doesn't find the first frag just yet.
I'm just waiting to see if we can hear that kind of rattle of the AWP, because surely the minute CAZ realize that, they're going to try and kind of zone in on that position and use that crosshair to really kind of punish CX, because if they can drop down that AWP, it's perfect. Unfortunately, reality kicks back in, and, well, it's a lot better mid.
So, into this first buy round, what I want to see is how do CX take long? Do they go for the 3-player long setup, have 1 player play towards mid and then 1 player B, or do they go for the 2 long, 1 short, and...
We got an auto sniper.
Yeah, that's going to be back boxes on B. Thomas usually does that, actually see that coming up from him quite often. He will go back boxes on B and just watch that tunnel. Such a tight choke point, so good to get collateral damages with that auto sniper.
Is that something that CAZ are going to be proactively trying to take control of?
Oh,
We're actually seeing a very aggressive push coming from CEX. Remember, gets himself some information to work with, but does he realize they're just pushing this close and personal? Not quite going to get away with it, but eventually will connect the frags. So going to buy himself a little bit more time as Robin is somewhat trying to back and away. And when we talked about this auto sniper,
What is this?
it gets nothing done. This is a very wacky round, and well, for our first buy, a bit random, yeah.
There's just no need at all. I mean, you can go for the upper push. You can go for the double upper push. That's fine for information, but with no flash, just running into the crosshairs, not really what you want to see. And now the 5 versus 2, 1 minute 12 on the clock. So easy now for the T's to group up and just trade the frags out. Even if a player dies, as long as the trade comes in, they will win the round if players survive.
Molotov is going to go down over towards mid-door, so at least going to be making Robin not really have the idea of going too aggressive just yet. So he's going to be biding his time, wait for it to fade, and MTK holding this angle and just sitting here is great stuff from him, because it pretty much means that CX, they have to work hard if they want this flank. The pre-fire from Robin is going to do enough damage, but MTK still...
He needs to save that auto sniper right now. Definitely needs to save that, or just try and save anything he can. CX, they've spent so much money into that round. Thomas buying the auto sniper, dropping out that SMG. Is it worth it in the end? No, it isn't, because CX, they went for the double upper push. That's fine, but with no flash, nothing. Just elephant footing forward through that tunnel, walking to the crosshair of Aussie there. Sprays down, I believe it was Rezu, and it was just Robin nasty as well. Just falls back, gets cold feet, and if you're going to get aggressive together and not singly individually.
Well, that's really what kind of almost is the sting for me, because you talk about Thomas and that he usually takes an auto sniper towards B. It's actually a trait of his. You know, he buys an auto sniper, takes it towards that B site, but he sits in mid and then they go aggressive towards B.
Because you battle the AWP as well.
Just didn't really feel it was much of a game plan in their overall aggression team. It was very, very loose. Either way, we get to see another round.
So, I believe they will go for the 3 long take, and without the AWP to hold down mid, if the CAZ side opt to go fast up short, this could catch CX off guard, but instead, quite the passive setup coming out. The 2 players was long. They have long control. This is good now for CX. Now they can play more of a default round, give up mid, play the sites, and play it that way.
One thing that can be noticed is that CAZ, they're just double checking that CX aren't going to be just recycling old strategies. So putting 3 men over towards that B tunnels and just actually staring dead set at that smoke, saying, okay, if you're going to push this, we are ready. But the push, it doesn't take place. CX, as you mentioned, playing up to fairly standard. Rezu is going to be there to peek towards doors or fire off a couple of shots, not really a full flourishing peek. But nonetheless, a slow start.
It is quite a passive setup from both these teams. CAZ obviously having the AWP, they want Dream to find the first frag, and we'll be seeing him go towards short, I believe, and he's going to try face towards site. They know that CEX spent so much money buying into that previous round, and they know that no one's saved, so without Brody saving the AWP, they expect no AWP, and that gives free reign for Dream to find that first pick.
That first pick is ever so important. If he can net that, that gives his team pretty much that biting point. They go, okay, do we want to push off this, or do we want to just fall back and come up with a new decision, a new thought process into the round?
Actually lining up smokes as well. This is quite strange. I mean, with the AWP, you want to play for the pick. It's not really the best in the attack in the site situation, but the smokes do come out. The flashes come. Here come the CAZ attack.
With the AWP, snaps straight on towards Karma, catches them off guard. Rezu and MCK, they will respond, but it's going to be those 1-for-1s. The trading game for CAZ is what's coming up trumps in every single direction. They're trying to get close. Brody over towards long, but again, the trades. Dream with the AWP, he's got so much presence, so much control, and there's nothing CX can do. They're going aggressive, but again, the trades. This is just perfect from CAZ, walking all over this site, but it does leave Robin in a bit of a predicament. He's over towards CT, but it's a 1v2.
Well played there as well. Into the round, we could talk about the trades and whatnot once this round has ended. Robin did have the kit, so something could have happened there, but unfortunately for him, he does go down. So what I was talking about there, 2 people drop towards CT. Usually, you see 1 player and he dies and there's no refrag. What happens there? 2 players drop, 1 dies, the refrag comes out. Dream as well, the opening frag towards ramp, opens up that A-bomb site, and CEX, they lose the after plant, they lose the retake, and it's going to be 2-3 and the money reset now for CAZ.
That's really what hurts, because we've talked about this constant flow of another round, another buy. This time CX, it's just not the case anymore. That's just a false truth. They're on pistols, and they have to try and hold against an onslaught of rifles.
Yes, they do, and actually the tap coming out there from Aussie does take down Kamapanga, but this round can't really look too much into it. What can we see changing up into the first buy round? CX, they tried early aggression, did not work for them. Hopefully, if you're CX right now, you want CAZ to go towards long. You want them to battle the 3 players that are playing there, or, potentially have some aggression towards short. If CAZ are playing towards mid, maybe boost an AWP up there, hold that angle, wait for the Dream, Aussie, whichever player it is, to walk into your scope, get the first frag, fall back, and play the after plant with a 1-man advantage and trade off that way.
One benefit for CAZ in this round, or something that may sit with them for the rest of this half at least, is that on their T side, they're being very meticulous about which angles they check. Which up against pistols is pretty much the perfect way to go about it. If they check every single angle, they certainly remove those chances to make him. Albeit a little jumpy, still checks mid, still gets the frag, and looking take that one step further as Robin tries to go for a bit more of a responsive push, but one by one, not quite the way to go about it. Thomas going to find himself at least one. Can he save the rifle?
Yeah, but then again, the money for CEX, they will be able to buy into the next round. Actually, Robin Nasty on 1.4k, so this AK is quite important for the save, and hopefully he can, but Dream there, obviously, Thomas with no armor, does lose that battle with the aim punch, and we're going to be seeing 3-3 CEX after winning the pistols and the 2 buys after that. They are now looking at CAZ with 3 as well. So now we have no AWP on the CT side and an AWP on the T side. Once again, Dream has free reign. Actually, no, I take that back. There was no AWP on either side, so we might be seeing something fast here from the T side. And this could be the long take, but there's only 2 players this time.
This could be a bit more of a deciding factor when it comes down to can they even hold it, as they're not even going to be facing it. They're falling back already straight to the site. They are aware these flashes have popped off. But how is this going to affect them towards the middle portion of the round? As right now, CAZ, they're not actually pushing. They're just sitting tight, twiddling their thumbs, and seems like even setting up some smoke.
This is smart, though. They are taking back map control. That's what we need to do. The Ts have taken control of long, so the CTs, they group together, they take control of short, and now this means on the retake, they will have a part of the map to work with.
Brody going to be sitting on the other side of that smoke, and reverse map control can potentially mean that they get themselves set up with a reverse push from long as well, so that flank is a whole talking point in itself. But for now, here is the push, here it begins. CAZ, they've laid down the foundations, and now they're looking to really finish off this building project, as Brody going to be holding that cross, but let's see what he can actually do as a flash, looking like it is going to be pop the push, already rolling on into CAZ. Brody, he goes to the spray, finds one, but the quick trade from Roma is going to be able to seal the deal in this one. On the CT side, they're over towards short, but it's going to be free pickings for MCK, as now all he has to do is pretty much just hold yet again another amble, and Karma just giving it to him.
The problem is as well for the CT side, there was no kit, so this is why they're playing so fast, and now Robin in the 1 versus 3, no kit. Yeah, he might have to save here. Trying to bait out one more frag, trying to take one more gun out of the T side, but as I just mentioned there, no kit for the CT side. That's why you saw Brody and his fellow teammates playing so aggressive, trying not to allow the Ts to have the site. Instead, the 1-for-1 trade comes up from Brody, and in that situation, it's not even that bad. That's fair play. The problem was MCK getting 2 frags, killing that player towards Gandalf, and also killing the player on site, and that will grant them 4 rounds for CAZ.
So overall, a very solid working position, and again, it's that kind of economic factor that is still the same old sting for CX. It's not another buy for them. They have to go on towards these pistols, and we are going to see some Kevlar brought to the table up on towards Robin, so clearly a player that is more than happy to sit on the low side of things. We've seen him do it in the past, getting almost stuck with not really a full buy off the back of his investment.
Yeah, that is true, so this round, 2 players have armor. That's Brody C. He is very good with the pistols, actually. Very good with the Deagle, but unfortunately for him, he has the 5-7. But can he make it work at this close range angle? That's for the first play. Gets 1, gets 2. Can he get any more? Gets 3. Takes down 3 of those T players as they push out of that tunnel. It's going to be the 4 versus 2 now. But these players, they don't have armor. It's only armor and Robin. He's got the Deagle. Jacob trying to equalize the numbers here.
It's all about the equalization, but even that, the sheer manpower, this could be able to overwhelm CAZ. This could actually happen. Jacob and Roba, the 2 men to really keep their eye on as they will get that bomb down. Thomas looking to try and create some sort of gap-closing ability over towards doors. But this is getting almost a little bit ridiculous at this point. Some flashes, we popped the individual peaks, not quite good, should we be saying, as Thomas will at least find one on towards Roma. V1, a much more of a difficult predicament for the CT side to work with, and that flash yet again going to be perfect. Jacob is going to be blinded off and has to reposition. But Robin, he picks up a rifle, finds himself the frag. CX, they do make it work after all.
The 5-7 at close range is 1-shot headshot, and you saw it come into full effect there. 3 frags, 3 headshots for Brody C. Such an explosive play. Great aim on him. Yes, players say he doesn't quite have the best brain yet for the game, but that comes with experience. He has that aim to back it up, and right there it shows. 3 opening kills for him, making it 2 versus 4, and you saw Jacob's instant reply in his head. I need to equalize the numbers. This 2 versus 4 off the plant would be too hard. Tries to get the frag, but unfortunately for him, doesn't work out. And looking to this buy, we've got 2 AWPs. Probably going to see 1 mid, 1 B, then the other one played towards A.
That's really kind of always the big factor for me. If CX can follow through and take this round, their economy, it's gone from being on the kind of the bleak side of things to booming. They've just become millionaires overnight. For now, we actually see if they can do just that. Can they complete the task set out in front of them? It is going to be some early control to be attempted from CAZ. Just a couple of flashes lobbed over the walls here and there, just trying to see if they can bait a response from the CT side. But again, nice and slow, nice and patient. And I like this start because these decisions aren't rushed.
This works for CEX, as the nice and slow pace coming out from the T side means that eventually one of these T players will walk into the scope of one of these CT-sided AWPs, and you would hope so anyway. Karma or Thomas. Thomas playing towards A this time. Usually seems to playing towards B. Maybe it's a mix-up of roles there. Karma and Thomas both want to play B, but anyway, here comes the attack.
Gonna drop one down, trying to really just get the advantage on towards Rezu. Not quite gonna happen. It will be some tagging damage for Thomas. He needed to be a turret, and he just wasn't quite there. MCK doesn't do the damage towards CT, but still does the job nonetheless of finding that entry pick. We are starting to see that CT side response trying to burn up into something, and it will net them at least 2 picks. But I'm looking towards the CT side. The positions they have, it's so advantageous, should we be saying. The CT side, they've net themselves a man advantage, but Dream quick to slam it away from them.
Yeah, this is so good now for the T side, especially once those players. Once Jacob spots 2 players on the CT side pushing in, and now Dream can isolate the players, gets 1 frag with his orb. Can he get a second? Yes, he can. Phenomenal round there for him. Well played. So, that round, why did that round happen? You saw what happened when the smokes came out. It isolated Thomas onto that ramp position. He couldn't quite get away. Didn't have any support from Brody C because the smoke blocked him off. Brody C can help him. He had to watch towards long. Thomas on his own goes down to, I believe it was MCK, and once he fell, the A site came with it, and the CT side couldn't quite win the retake. But looking into this round, once again, it's Brody C and Thomas Nasty? Robin Nasty with the armor and the deagle and the 5-7. If you're CAZ right now, you do not want to be walking into that Brody C 5-7.
That 5-7, it scared them in the past, and, well, it's been a bit of a frightful experience overall. But if he can tap them down, we're looking at just another performance. 3-1 on the house, they say. CAZ, they've been pretty solid with their trading game. I think that's certainly something that has, sat out from the rest of the crowd. But this is against pistols. This should be simple for a T-side. Just push out together as a unit, be very, secular in the way you approach things. But they're giving the pistols the 3 peaks. Karma this time only going to get 1, but Thomas with the deagle still enabling the trades for that CT side. So damage to be inflicted.
The bomb shall go down for the T side, and no kill on the CT side means that they're going to have to play fast, and Rezu goes down to Roma. Tries to push short, and MCK, good position here, won't catch the players as they rotate in. Robin with the armor might even opt to save that and just try and find a rifle to go along with that, but fortunately for him, he will not have any chance of winning this round. CAZ, they're up 6-4, and you've got to talk about the rounds that CX have won. They have not won 1 rifle round. All the rounds they won was the pistol, the 2 subsequent rounds after that, and then that phenomenal round from Brody C with that 3K. It's not repeatable.
Not only is it not repeatable, but how does that bode for their economy?
Oh yeah, tattered. That's why you constantly see them with pistols. And yeah, Robin will go down. So 2 rounds leading now for CAZ. Usually expect an 8-7 or so scoreline, so if CX can pull up 3 more rounds and CAZ just get 2, we'll be seeing something more normalized there, but instead we're going to be seeing CAZ with the lead for now. 11th round going in, we're going to see the AWP now on Robin Nasty and the AWP on Jacob. Actually not Dream this time, so usually Jacob seeing him AWP a bit more passive. Actually got the long spawn, that's why he's got the AWP.
He's going to hop on through and tries to get that early pick, but there is no one there for him to be found. They're all hiding away back over on towards the site, as short aggression this time around is going to be the target for this CT side, as Rezu is going to be man to try and make it stick, but at this point it's not really that aggressive. He's just holding an angle, he's waiting and pretty much counting on a push. So a similar story as mid there. Brody Molotov is going to be a bit more of a knowledgeable factor in terms of giving him some information to work with, and Rezu, ever so patient, well, it's virtuous, nets him a frag.
Yeah, and actually the setup coming from the CT side, probably expecting a mid to B split, or maybe even, what we've seen before was they smoke off CT and they try and take control of it that way. Instead, though, unfortunately for him, it's going to be the T's playing outside long, and actually they've got cold feet. They've opted to go back towards mid and try to find that frag and refrag him back. Try and take that kill away from Rezu and make it a 4 versus 4, but that's such an important shot to miss.
Yeah, open things up, but we'll manage to at least secure the second. So the damage, it has been done, and Rezu, he's still sticking this one. We're set to word virtuous now, it's even more so apparent. Gets the frag on towards Ozzy and CAZ. Well, they have numbers. What do they have left now? 2 men. They've been spotted out towards long. They've left the gap in the smoke. Can they do anything with it? Oh. A quick spray down, the bomb been dropped. Time ticking on the way. It's going to be tough.
So, CEX, they finally win a gun round. Took them 12 rounds, but anyway, they have won the gun round. This is their first. Can they repeat it so they are not left once again on pistols? But to talk about that round, they finally got the entries. It was the 4 versus 5 in their favor. We didn't have them, losing a player early, and even though it was repeatable, 2 frags from short, Rezu, they're taking both of those. Then again, CAZ playing so weird. I mean, you could just take a long control. You see players towards short, there's only 2 long, maximum 2 long, maybe even 1. Play fast long, take control of long, and try to win the round by getting onto A. Let's talk about this round. It's actually Ozzy with the first, takes down Brody C, and now that they've got short control, Robin Nasty, he needs to find some picks here with his AWP.
Dream looking to shut this one down, and he does just that, gets the chest shot, now looking for a second on towards short. If he goes for the free fire, and he does, gets the frag on towards Rezu, and now he's pretty much just been the tin opener for this T side, but Karma, he's still that double up setup for CX that really will be the one that can pin them down. And the flicks, they're coming up, Trumps gets himself too, now looking for a third.
Let's get the bomb and run back to B.
Yeah, why not? Because
they
know what's open, and another flick from Karma. Please stop it, stop the traumatization. This is huge from him. But even then, it can only be so big. It's a 1v2. He's trying to hold the cross.
Yeah, and actually the Molotov might even block the vision if they opt to use it that way, but instead, unlucky time for him, he does unscope and the player crosses and the bomb shall go down, and he has no kit, does have a Molotov and smoke, so he might even try and go for this. Picks up the rifle, this is smart, can he win this?
Counter money has been thrown out, but they just don't expect it. He gets the first, but the trade from Roma.
Yep, they hear the
overwhelming
steps.
factor.
They heard the steps outside long doors. Not long doors. Jesus Christ, what's with me in these doors? They hear the
Love the
steps
doors, don't you?
outside B doors. So that's why you saw the crossfire coming up. One player watching door, and then one player watching...
John's been begging for an excuse to draw on the map. We gave it to him, the doors. The pivotal part
Yes,
of
there
does
you
too,
go. Draw
right?
some doors for me, mate. Anyway, going to be the short aggression coming from the CT side, boosted up short. But unfortunately for them, it's going to be the long take. So well played by CAZ. They do go for the standard anti-eco, go out towards long, and face these pistols from long-ranged engagements.
It certainly does give the disadvantage to that side. But hey, maybe accuracy onto those heads can be a bit more of a helping factor. The CAZ, now they're up close and personal, and they still yet to face a single player. And this elevated angle from Rezu could just catch them completely off guard. He finds one, makes it to two. The damage is still being done from this T side and eventually gives them control of the site. But now look at this reverse push coming in from long. It's a bit of a flank, and well, they didn't check the corners, but still, even more damage should be done. Thomas, a 1v2.
There's no need there for Dream to face. He had his teammate, I believe it was Jacob or Roma, just watching the crossroom if they went to face Pip. Instead, though, Thomas in the 1 versus 2. The bomb shall go down, so it's not looking too good for him in this situation.
Yeah, it's pretty bleak, to be honest, at this point. You can kind of have to count his chances and go, okay, well, you can try and do some damage, but maybe even just try and go find a rifle or something. There's not really, too much you can do. If he pushes in through what is effectively going to be the crack here, it is just that. It's one where he's going to get split in from two sides, and eventually, cracks, well, they get fixed or they get broken, and you see the result right there.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he does go down. So 8 rounds already for the T side, and any more rounds they get here will be so good for them leading into their CT side. And CX now on the 5 rifles. You've seen the AWP on, Thomas, Robin, and Karma this game. So everyone caught up apparently. But we're going to see no AWP as well onto the CAZ side, and they might even go for a fast lower tunnel, try and go for a B split here, and use those rifles for the close range engagements.
Looks like fast lower tunnels is a bit more of the deciding point of view for this T side as they get themselves that early control, but really not much they can do with it because CX, they're heading up towards the upper B portion. To be honest, unless we see a face here, then things could be a bit more of a different story, but it is going to be that face. They get themselves a 1-4-1 trade. Now they shouldn't really face much. Just let Robin fall back to that site and reposition as the T side.
So Dream was spotted with the bomb there as well, and they will have control of the upper tunnel, even though none of the T's players are there. They still have control of it. And Rezu now towards mid, that nade could just dunk out Dream, and
so close,
ricochets off the door. And actually, he will go down anyway. Dream will face him, but Brody C pushes long and actually catches Ozzy off guard and takes him down. 2 versus 4. This could be the second rifle round now for CEX.
It's almost ridiculous in the way they've been able to approach this, but they're actually getting away with it as now Rezu, he's just going to hold this angle, knows Brody over towards the top of the mid. Jacob tries to catch him off guard and will at least do the job with that headshot. But even in this CT side, they have so much information to work with.
Actually, MCK there taking out Karma Panger as well, but Brody C once again wins that duel from that backstab position, catches Jacob off guard, and now MCK in the 1 versus 2. Both these players are low spots. So how was Robin with that? From behind, MCK has it. He has the bomb, and now he can go towards B.
MCK, a big fan of the easy ones at this point, as he darts over towards that B site, and there is no one there to stop him. 23 HP on Brody, and well, he's over towards A. They guaranteed the bomb plant, and from there, well, anything is possible, especially when you have to add into the mix that MCK still pushing 100. Brody, 23. It's going to be a tough one to retake, but he does have that Molotov and flash.
But the problem is that smoke doesn't allow him any vision, so MCK could go towards tunnel, and Brody C would have no idea. Does have the Molotov and 2 flashes, might just flash himself through, or try and play the stealthy game. Actually, this might even work out for him.
If he gets away with this one, this could be perfect for MCK. Going to get the flick.
Oh, speak about those flick headshots he gets. Very, very nice aim there. Does take down Brody C. 9 rounds now.
How many times have we seen CX get broken just from an economic factor? Just something I really want to sell in this round.
They've won 2 rifle rounds and then lost the following round straight afterwards every single time. So we've seen them on pistols a lot.
Yeah, it's almost getting a bit repetitive at this point, and they've tried to kind of push it away. But unfortunately, there's only so much you can force when you have limited money, and they're left with a lot of nades, but still 357s, a scout, and a FAMAS.
It's a game of rock, paper, scissors at this point, as CAZ opt to go up towards long, and CX, they go for the boost up short, but they see no one in mid, and that flash towards long might actually indicate which site they are going to.
See that giveaway, and we are seeing just such a huge stack from both of these sides.
Oh, this is going to be 5-on-5 brawl.
Yeah, this is just going to be a bloodbath from what it's setting up to be. As the T side, they are going to begin their push. The flashes, they will go off. Can they be this blinding point of view, though, as it already is going to be MCK there to lead the charge. He's looking for that headshot. Will find it, but not before Rezu can do the damage. But it's the same elevated angle, one that is going to be expected as well. He's going to dismantle them, and Roma very swift with the headshots, leaving Thomas to shake around. 1v4 with a scout. Well,
yeah, no kit, scout, no head armor as well. Doesn't really matter too much versus these. Ooh, these AKs, but that's a nice headshot from Jacob. Takes down Thomas. 5-10. CX, they win the pistol, but they only win 2 rifle rounds. It's just not good enough, really. But one thing that I saw that I did like in the previous round, actually, or the round before that, was the double aggression towards tunnel. When they did it again, Rezu and Robin, they did it together. Yes, Rezu got traded out, but Robin tagged him up and held control of that part of the map. And we saw what happened then. CAZ had to reform their position and go back towards A, and they won that. Well, they actually lost that round, even with the backstab from Brody C. But just it seems like every single rifle round they win or they lose. It's just unfortunate scenes here for CEX. But actually, as I mentioned before, the confidence on the CAZ side, and they are opting in for this fast push towards short. And once they see no information, well, once they see nothing, that will grant them a lot of information. And Rezu, expecting the push, maybe one of these players will walk into him.
And maybe they will just waltz on through and give him an ability to open up the round. But for now, nice and slow. Yet again, really a staple mark for these two teams. We are just seeing, of course, Broden and Robin still just hold and make sure that the CT side don't go too aggressive towards that B site. Something they did themselves in that first half, but MCK still perched towards short, very pushed on around, so this could be something that T side could trade out, but if they go for an individual peak, that should be much more punishing and give the CT side not only an advantage, but some map control as well. He lands the headshot on towards Karma, and MCK now getting the prompt to begin the push.
Only one player A for the CT side, and unfortunately for them, the T's will be walking to the stackers. There's 2 players here. Roma from window, will he get 1? Yes, he can. Can he get any more? Thomas though, doesn't expect the reface and will go down, and actually Robin Nasty gets 1. If there's any chance of winning this round, he needs to get that kill right now, because that's going to stop him from planting the bomb, as that player is still alive and poses such a big threat. But Ozzy on the flank will take him down, and now it's going to be the pistol going in favor of CAZ. 1-1 in terms of pistols, and it's 11-5, and right now for CX, they're pretty burnt out.
Yeah, they just can't quite get anything working, and losing that pistol round now, you know, CAZ, they have so much momentum to work on. If they can just follow up with this one and take those Tech 9s down, but then they're pretty much set.
The force comes out, and CEX, if they do lose this and then the subsequent round after that, we could be looking at 13-5, and that point, trying to claw that back is going to be so difficult for them. But then again, it's still winnable. This is a Tech 9 buy, and on Dust 2 is close range angles. The question is, will they opt for the B split here?
Push coming out over towards mid, but this B split, well, if it's going to take place, oh, it has to do something towards tunnels, because right now the CT side, they're pushing yet again, following the trademark of that first half, and they do it to success, but it's going to be the dive in all from one angle. And this fountain, well, it's coming up trumps, but eventually it's going to be MCK to be the man to mop things up. A 4K for him in this round. Great work coming out from him, and Karma, well, we talk about the scouts. Such a tough one for him. Yes, he finds a tag, but oh, that's just touching straws.
So I mentioned before, once the T's take one part of the map, if you're the CT side, it's good to retake another part of the map. You see that mid is taken by the T's, that player goes down in CT spawn. And what is the initiative from the CT side on B? They opt to try and take control of tunnel, and once they have control of tunnel, they only have to look one way. And that means MCK and Jaken can both, can both spread down those players as they come through doors and window.
This follow-up from CX is looking like it's just going to be shaking up to just try and brute force their way out through long. And well, the problem with brute forcing, it takes time and it's a difficult task. And well, they at least will get themselves an attempt at a crack and gets them a frag. But it's looking like it could be about it. Is Brody going to keep up the pressure? And will at least let him just another on towards Ozzy. But it is going to be just 2, and eventually same old mop up. Robin getting an extended period to tap on away, so a bit of a mistake from CAZ. But even then, keeping 2 alive, the Famises, at this point they're not complaining. It's 13-5.
Yeah, their money doesn't really matter too much. What I want to see now is Brody C's been so good with the pistols, such good aim with the pistols. He always seems to get a frag in these rounds. Can he carry it through into this buy round? 4 rifles on both sides. The Famas though onto Jacob. But anyway, double op setup now. Not double op setup, but 2 ops in this round. 1 on each side. How will Karma Panga play with his T-side op? Will he play aggressive? Or will he walk into Dream Scope?
You certainly raised the question. Now we're just looking for the result as Roma. He's going to go aggressive over towards long. Yet again, the aggression being just another key part of this round, as it's just going to be Roma going absolutely haywire. Finds himself 2, but Rezo and Karma, they find the trade, but Dream with the AWP finds another 2 yet again. That CT side, they are hammering this one home, and CX, they just can't quite cope.
It's just a mess for CX's side. No one's covering each other's backs, and you see what happens. Roma pushes in from one side, takes 2 frags. Dream pushes from the other side, gets another 2 frags. CX, they're not playing as a team. There's no flash for the CTs there. Just easy pickings for them. Players walk into their crosshairs, not even looking at them, and now They have to force SMGs. We could see the B rush coming out here. I don't want to call it a tilt call, but definitely not one where you put much thought into it.
I would call it less of a tilt call, more of
It's
a,
an
this is
early
the last
volley.
resort. This is them just trying to...
Oh yeah, for sure.
They need something at this point, but what they need is apparently a whole lot of lead inserted into their brains, as they are going to be walking into a crossfire. Please, CEX, make it stop. They will at least try and hold off the wounds. But Dream, he's with the AWP. He did in the last round. He gets the no-scope. He pushes through doors. Karma is going to respond, but it's a 1v2. The bomb's dropped in the smoke. The push, it's coming in again. The flash is going to be so blinding. There's nothing he can do. Ozzy, he will win the round. CAZ, so aggressive. Dream with the AWP. He's been a monster.
Honestly, I expected so much more from CX tonight. This is only the first game, and actually it is the CAZ pick, so I can't really say too much. But just in terms of firepower, you see the difference of when you see how much they're lacking when they don't have Cinder, their star rifler, and then Smooya, their star AWP. Once they're not there, I don't want to say it feels lifeless, but it just feels like there's so much confusion.
And again, they're going for that last resort. This time an aggressive push out towards A, and it will at least be going a little bit smoother for them this time around, because a 1-for-1 trade is not, a complete whitewash where they fall off the wagon and can't quite, come back from it. But the same sort of point of view, where do they go from this now? Do they fall back? Do they go for this delayed push? Because we're seeing Dream, a man who, as mentioned, has been unstoppable, just holding the angle. So for CX to fall back, I actually think betters their odds.
Well, for the T side, right now they are on a 10-round deficit, so they're probably instead, doesn't really play too much into this, but if you're on the T side right now, you just want to play nice and slow. The reason I was talking about the 10-round lead is the confidence on CAZ. When you're 10 rounds ahead, of course you're going to push for information. You don't really care too much. Ozzy, though, will he win this duel versus Kamapanga? Kamapanga is the AWP, but the headshot comes out from Ozzy. And as I was just saying there, CAZ, they're feeling so confident and comfortable right now with their lead. They will eventually push. That's why CX opted to play slow, but the aim duel goes in favor of Ozzy. He does take him down now. Jacob, get a nice easy frag as Rezu walks into his scope.
We talked about wanting to see a turret in the 4th round. Well, it's not quite the 4th, it is the 21st, but this could be the one that does it all for CAZ as they get it 16-5. Great stuff from them, keeping it nice and quick. And with CX, first map, yeah, not their map pick, but still for me, not quite living up to expectations. I wanted those double digits. I wanted a close and competitive performance across the entirety of this series.